Today we're going to explore a hypothetical scenario of a major global conflict and its potential consequences. Phase 0, initial tension. President Putin repeatedly warns that he will use weapons of mass destruction if his country is in serious danger. But Ukraine still ends up damaging the Crimean Bridge, an emblematic project of the Russian leader. The operation is made possible by long-range German missiles supplied following a decision by the new German Chancellor Friedrich Merz. In retaliation, Vladimir Putin launches an unarmed missile capable of carrying up to 4 thermonuclear warheads into the empty suburbs of Berlin. Russian military sources claim to have informed NATO of the symbolic launch, but France, which claims it knew nothing, considers the launch a direct threat to its vital interests. It responds by firing an intercontinental nuclear missile at the launch complex, killing more than 28,000 Russians and destroying 2 airfields, several common bunkers, and numerous civilian homes. Phase 1, escalation. Once this critical threshold is crossed, a tactical nuclear conflict breaks out in Europe. Russia launches 280 warheads from aircraft and short-range missiles targeting NATO forces in Poland, Romania, and the Baltic states, causing significant losses among American troops stationed in the region. Under pressure from his population and refusing to appear weak, President Trump authorizes a NATO counterattack. 180 nuclear warheads are launched from fighter jets based in Germany, France, and the Mediterranean. North Korea joins the conflict and launches several missiles towards South Korea and Japan. Some are intercepted, others hit their targets. Meanwhile, China sides with Russia and initiates military operations in the Pacific. Estimated casualties, 3 million people. Major global conflict, Part 1, strategic strikes. With major NATO military sites and cities in flames, the United States launches Operation Iron Sky, a massive strategic nuclear strike involving 720 missiles launched from Ohio-class submarines and silos in Montana and North Dakota, targeting Russian and Chinese nuclear arsenals. China retaliates using its land-based DF-41 systems and Jin-class submarines, while Russia fires a volley of 500 long-range warheads. Casualties, 8.5 million people. Major global conflict. Part 2. Collapse of civilization. The conflict now focuses on eliminating state functions. Moscow, Beijing, Washington, Paris, London, Frankfurt, and Tokyo endure multiple strikes. Power plants, command centers, communication hubs, financial districts, and major dams are destroyed. In total, several dozen major metropolitan areas are wiped out. Casualties, 230 million people. Major global conflict, Part 3. The end of humanity? This desperate situation drives leaders to the unthinkable. Russia detonates an underwater drone off the coast of New York, causing a 300-meter-high tsunami that levels Long Island and southern Manhattan. The United States retaliates with a deep earth strike in Siberia, triggering massive tectonic disruptions. France attacks the Russian hydroelectric network along the Volga. China strikes India preemptively, fearing instability on its western border. A final weapon is launched at Yellowstone National Park. The supervolcano erupts. Immediate casualties, 75 million people. Ash cloud thickness, 1.5 meters in central US, 40 centimeters in Europe. Temperature drop, 5 to 15 degrees Celsius globally. Estimated total deaths for this phase, over 2 billion people. Phase 2, radioactive fallout. All continents are affected by radioactive fallout. Cities far from the conflict zones, Sao Paulo, Johannesburg, Jakarta, suffer severe illnesses caused by radiation. Food chain collapse. Rivers become toxic. Global radioactivity reaches unprecedented levels. Phase 3, winter and famine. Agriculture halts in most regions. photosynthesis drops by over 80%. Even tropical areas freeze. Survivors rely on canned goods and artificial light until power grids fail. Antarctica, once a desert, becomes a migration destination. Elsewhere, disease, cold, and famine spread. Even countries spared from the bombs descend into chaos. Estimated death in 2 years, over 7 billion people. Fortunately, this remains fiction, for now. But each step of the war in Ukraine brings us closer to a troubling reality. So what should we do? Should we accept Russian dominance over Ukraine, knowing that its next targets could be NATO countries, drawing us inevitably towards a major conflict? Or should Europe and Ukraine continue to resist, knowing that a Russian defeat might push it to use weapons of mass destruction? What do you think is the right path forward? Let us know your thoughts in the comments.